Yo, 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 what's up? Good morning, good evening. What's up, Coder Cube? What's up, Harukanan? Coder Cube just figured out that my GI works when set to multipass rendering, but debating between double the draw calls or fixing my code. Always depends on how difficult it would be to fix the code, but fixing code is often quite fun, I think. Okay, as for this, yesterday we implemented the last method for our dynamic mesh for now. So what I'm gonna do finally is I'm gonna rename this issue. We're gonna mark this one as complete by just crossing it over, because I don't want to implement this one in this iteration. We're gonna wait with this one. Because what I want to do today is I want to take what we have so far in Dynamic Mesh and I want to try it, test it out in generating our stone creature. So that's the goal today. Yo, what's up, Cooler? Back to the orb indeed. Oops. I'm just warming up with a little bit of issue stylizing and issue closing. But soon enough we will get down to it. So let's see, mesh parser, rename mesh parser to dynamic mesh, implement there we go. Yo, what's up? Good morning, PG King. Go to Cube, I'm ready for Yap War Day 2. Yeah, me too. I feel a little bit like those nations taking advantage of war, you know, by selling equipment and stuff like that. Because the Jap War, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain by the Jap War. The algorithm will favor me, you know? How do you cross over? You do it with double squiggly lines like this, I think. Ah, beautiful. CodeCube, everyone loves free engagement. True. Okay, there we go. I have one last rename I want to do. And it's this one. We're gonna rename this one to... You know what, we're gonna bring those out. And then we're gonna rename this one Dynamic Mesh. Or I guess CoderCube, everyone loves free engagement. I'm not so sure if the engagement is artificial, you know. So if it's made by a known bot network or something like that, that will get you blacklisted pretty quick these days. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, let's see here. Rename mesh parser folder to and I'm gonna say that this one resolves our issue here. 207. Yeah, let's close it. Okay. CodeCube, congrats, you are now strapped to my right eyeball while I test my game. Okay. Are you actually watching me through VR headset? That is pretty cool, actually, if that's true. Okay, beautiful. Let's close this one then and go to mesh generation bisect module. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna implement this one later on as well. Let's see here. So what I would like here now, fuck, I really want to do this, I think, in a way that we can better link these, because what I would like, so this is the like procedural generation system I'm gonna lean into. It's not that special, it's just we just chain a lot of modules together. So one module alters the input, which is the output from the previous module, and then sends it onwards as input to the next module. So module A takes something has to be the start point as well, but yeah. And so what I want to do here, or what would be pretty fucking cool, if we had generation module dynamic mesh. So that's a module that takes no input and generates a dynamic mesh. So right now the options we have for that module is to generate icosphere, cube, or plane. And then the idea is that we take the output from that one, which is a dynamic mesh, and we put it into a module dynamic mesh slicer or something like that. And that's a module that takes a dynamic mesh, slices it, and outputs a dynamic mesh. Right? Oh, it would be so cool. But then we want to have chained module as well, because then we have a I don't know exactly how I would like to build on it later on. Because then, yeah, then we want to have a module. Yeah, some modules we want to take 2 inputs as well. Like we're gonna build a node network. And you know what? Eventually we can actually create a visual using Unity's new node API and create something like this for our procedural generation creatures. Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna divert too much today because I really want to generate the stone creatures. But what is it called? Unity Node API? Or Node Graph? Graph Toolkit, is that it? Still experimental package, but fucking hell, it would be cool. Maybe this is not for this purpose. Let's see. This is exactly what I want. Oh, it would be so cool. One sec. Okay, back. CodeCube, I found a bug that makes no sense. Most of the bugs don't, honestly. Somehow, if you look at a sheep for 5 seconds roughly, it starts flying at a very fast speed. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it makes much sense. I agree. I guess I don't know, this would just be bells and whistles for me, but I think it would be pretty cool. And I just want to get some idea of... fuck it. Maybe eventually we will get there, but I'm gonna have to redefine these modules. Right now they do module interface. Are we gonna extend the module system here today? Maybe. Yeah, I think we are. But before we do that, we're gonna see if we can... Yeah, we are gonna do... visuals generator, what do we do here? We do generate get parent. Okay, so we wanna replace, I think we have, yeah, generation module mesh. We want to replace this one with the module that generates the mesh by generating a cube and then slicing it multiple times, okay? And it's going to be a little bit unoptimized this time around, because we're going to create a dynamic mesh and then we're going to convert it into an original mesh, and then later on when we try to do position, we are gonna create a dynamic mesh of that mesh again. But I just want to try and see if it works, and then when we have that in place, I think we're going to create a new issue. Yeah, we're going to create a new issue that is way more specific to the modules itself. I want to get a good module system in place. And I think, yeah, we're going to have to define... It should be pretty easy, I think. We're going to have module nodes, or modules that has inputs and outputs, and inputs and outputs are module data, which are just container classes for vector 3s, dynamic mesh, and so on and so on. Yeah. Okay, let me just write down what I just said, because I need to add this. I need to write it down so I don't forget it. Okay, but we're going to work with what we have so far. So we have modules. We're going to change this one to folder mesh. We're going to jump over to... In fact, do I want to do a test? Maybe I want to do a test here before we go too crazy. Yeah, before we take it one step further. So we're going to do a quick dynamic mesh test. Where we spawn a cube and slice it randomly. Dynamic mesh slice test. Tester. Create cube, and we're gonna go with 1 subdivision 0. Yeah, so we can just do this. Code cube test at every point possible when you can, so you know where bugs are. Yeah, I would love to get some automatic testing going here. I have no idea how I would structure it, though, for stuff like this. But maybe that will be a week or two of streams in the near future. Get that shit in place. Yo, what's up, Antonino? Good morning, good morning. Or maybe it's even close to lunch, actually. Okay, we create the dynamic mesh. We definitely want to do this at last. Just gonna call this one GO renderer. Mesh filter. I think we're gonna do it like this. So the idea is that we take the center point, 0, 0, 0, origo, then we randomize a normal direction, and then we move the slice plane away from the center by that normal, and then we let that the new, or the point that is center offsetted by normal, together with the normal, creates the plane that will slice the cube. So slice is gonna look like for int slice count, and then we do and then we do dynamic mesh dot slice. One sec. Then we have to do create plane, to do slice, something like that. Antonino, just to know, what time is it when you start and finish the live show there? Okay, so I live in Sweden. I started at, what is the time we currently have? UTC, let me take, let me see. Central European time. And that is UTC. Is it UTC +1? I never know. UTC +1, I think. Central European time currently. So it's 10 a.m. CET or UTC +1. That's when I start. And when I end it is usually 1 p.m. CET, UTC +1. I have a little bit of a hectic schedule lately, so I will only be able to do 3 hours of stream for a few weeks. Or if something, or in special cases, I might go a little bit longer. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Italy and Sweden is in the same time zone. Maybe they are actually. Or maybe that you are 1 hour before me. I don't know. No, I think you are in the same time zone as me, right? UTC +1. Yeah, it's 10:31 here as well. Yes, CodeCube, yes. Okay, nice. I didn't know actually. I thought well, I don't stream geography here, so I guess it's okay. Okay, so one thing here. I'm wondering if I do love our dynamic mesh, and I do love our slice method. We have positive and negative. What I'm wondering here, I wonder if I want to create a method that slices the mesh, keeps the positive or negative part. So I wonder if I want to implement a, yeah, maybe it's, let's just do it honestly. Public void, or maybe we can do it as a bool. Slice, and here we do game dot misc shapes plane bool keep positive slice, and then what I want to do is slice plane true. Oh no, they are exactly the same, so that's true. We're gonna call this one slice remove, because we want to slice part of the mesh and then we want to throw it away. And this one is what we keep. And then we do dynamic mesh. So can we do it like this? Or can we do it like, thinking, dynamic mesh keep, dynamic mesh remove. And can we do if keep positive slice, keep remove is equal to this? Because then keep is positive, remove is negative. In fact, we can just do it like this. Oh, this is nice, I think. We can't. Else remove keep. Daniel, what's up? What's up? I want to return false here if either keep has a size of 0 or remove has a size of 0 in vertices count or triangles maybe, because that means that we didn't slice anything. So if keep dot, I wonder if we want to do dynamic mesh. Do we want to add a boolean here? I wonder if we want to have something very similar to valid. Dynamic mesh. We're probably, yeah, let's just do public bool empty. Vertices count is equal to 0, or triangles.count is equal to 0. This should never happen. If vertices count is 0, triangles count should be 0, but I want to make sure for now. To do never occur, properly both. There we go. CodeCube, I just tested a new cave dweller I added and I'm terrified. Elaborate. Daniel, basically a video about how to apply full screen effects to only some objects in scene. Do you have any idea what they're talking about? I've been watching all your vids and I can't find it. I don't know if I got the first message there. It feels like I only got the second one. But I know that my outlines, I have a video about my full screen effect for outlines on my YouTube channel. Although some of the information in there is a little bit wrong or unoptimized, I've learned since then. But in that video we apply full screen effects on only some objects. But you can definitely do it way more in a way more optimized way, I think. The new renderer feature API in Unity is pretty powerful. Where do I have rendering? Highlight. Like here is basically some one way to just apply a renderer feature on some objects in the scene, or a full screen effect on some objects in a scene. You just render those specific objects to a mask texture, and then you apply the full screen effect on that mask texture, and then you blit that mask texture or the result of that to your scene texture. Like, and how you filter out which objects to apply it to, like there exists multiple different ways to do it. You can do it by render layer or actual object layer, I think. You can do it by shader, properties, a lot of different ways. Loafer, what's up, what's up? Coder Cube, the cave dweller, is a monster in my game. Oh, nice. That's a good thing, right? Being terrified of your own creations. Daniel, oh sorry, the first message got deleted. I said that I was trying to track down a vid from you because it was mentioned in Unity forums, but no links. Huh. Yeah, send... Ah, you can't post links in YouTube, that's true. If you want to, you can send that link to me on Discord, but they probably refer to my outline video. Low, for what you're doing, I'm just implementing some procedural mesh generation and alteration. How about you? Okay, let's see. So now we have empty. In fact, maybe we should call it is empty. And then right down here, and then we check if keep is empty or remove is empty, then we just return false, right? Otherwise, we do pretty much what I want to do is I want to reset this dynamic mesh. So this slice is not going to return anything. It's going to slice the actual mesh. So I'm wondering if... Yeah, I think we're just going to do this. Otherwise, clear. And then add triangles. Keep dot triangles. And then return true. Okay, now like this, these classes here, they are generating so much garbage for the garbage collector to handle eventually. I think it's okay. Coder Cube Tineway, it confirms to fit is scary. Tineway? What am I not understanding here? Antonino, I'm back. Did I miss something? No, I don't think so. We have moved a little bit slow. I got a question in chat I answered. Or no, actually, we implemented this one. It's a pretty straightforward method, I think. And I like it. So basically, we just take the result of this one, keep half of it, and replace our triangles and vertices in this dynamic mesh with it. Yo, what's up, Spires? Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, appreciate it. You have a good one. What's up, my Fumanchu? Take cover. I'm always behind cover, man. Coder Cube, I meant to type the. The way it conforms to fit is scary as a fuck. Nice. is it supposed to be like a scary game, the game you're developing? Or was it just by mistake? Okay, so now we have this one. I'm gonna commit this one, but first we want to see dynamic mesh slice tester. We want to create a plane here, and we're gonna do it by random position. Oh fuck, it's not. Yeah, we can do random rotation dot Euler angles. What are we missing? Size as well. I don't know if we need size, so we're gonna go with vector 2.0. And then we do dynamic mesh dot slice plane slice remove plane true. So we want to keep the positive side. We want to keep the side that is on the side of the normal. Antonino, have you ever thought about putting both chats, Twitch and YouTube, on the live side so we can read from both? I would love to do it, but I'm one of those guys that, like, I try to read license agreements and stuff like that, and according to Twitch rules, you can't actually put both chats on screen. You might get banned for it, or temporary banned actually. I would put it down here, I think. Chat bubbles that would be removed after some time. Fuck, I would love to do it so bad, but like, I do check regularly and I don't think they have changed the rules. Let me pull it up real quick. Chat. So here we have, can I use third-party tools that combine activity from other platforms or services such as chat if I'm just using them for my personal usage, which I'm currently doing? This is okay, but you aren't prohibited to use them and present it on screen, right? Because we have here I think it should be actually, have they, I think it was a little bit clearer previously. Have they changed this one? Now I'm starting to think maybe they allow it now. We have been through it quite a lot because I would love to do it. But yeah, it wasn't allowed previously, at least. Yeah, I wonder if Like, I would love, like, it's such a good feedback, Antonino, like 100%. If I could have both chats on screen, I don't even need to have them merged. I just want to have them, show them both. I'm going to do some more research. I know that we have talked about it previously. I've researched it a bit and I've seen that like Twitch do not allow it, but if they have changed, like as soon as it's allowed and I notice that it's allowed, I'm gonna do my best to get it up and running as soon as possible. Like having chats here would be beautiful. Yeah, but we'll see. I will do some research. Okay, slice remove plane. Yes, slice remove. Maybe we want to rename that one. It's not the best name. PG King, that would be awesome. Yes, indeed it would. Would also allow me for not to reread the messages as much. I have been very close to do it as well. I'm a pretty minor streamer, so the risk of Twitch noticing it and banning me is extremely small, but still. Yeah, I think this is it. Now we just need to random position and random rotation, or random normal rather. So I wonder if we do random normal. Do we have any quick way of doing this? Julius, what's up, by the way? Rules are meant to be broken. Some definitely are. Oh, yeah, we have on unit sphere. That is true. I forgot about this one. Oh, I love it. Oh, beautiful. Random normal, random dot on unit sphere. And then random position, we're gonna take and make this one, let's see. Here I want to do slice offset range dot random times negative random normal, I think. Yeah, so we want to randomize the normal of the plane, and then we want to move the plane backwards, like in the opposite direction of the normal, and then we use that plane to slice the dynamic mesh, and we do it multiple times. Yeah, this might be it. Let's see if we can test it. CodeCube, why are you Robin Sable here but on Twitch Rockadoodle? I used to be Rockadoodle on YouTube as well. Just changed to my real name because why not? Don't know if you can change it on Twitch though. Yep. Empty. We want to use a material. We're just going to do basic lit. And slice count. I'm going to start with 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And let's just see if we get a cube, a proper cube. Yes, we do. And it has, I wonder if a plane is 1 times 1, right? Or is it? A cube is 1 times 1, the default cube. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Fuck, is it? I always forget. Is it 2 times, like, nah, it's 1 times 1 times 1. Okay, so we get the cube. Let's see if we can slice it. GH, what's up? Unity UE. What do you mean? So let's pause this one and let's do... Okay, so slice count, let's try with 1. And then we do... So this is how far away from the... I want to draw some stuff here. Do I want to draw or... Actually, let's open up Blender. It's easier to visualize a few things in Blender as opposed to just drawing it. So we have this cube. So then we add a plane. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Then we randomly rotate it like this maybe. And then we're going to calculate, then we're going to move it in the opposite direction of the normal. So like this. And the furthest we want to move it is probably, we can start with 1. Maybe we want to move it a little bit further actually. I guess the furthest we want to move it is 1 square root of 1. This one is actually 2. 1 is probably okay for a test. So we want to move it away from Origo by a minimum amount and a maximum amount. So we randomize the rotation and then we randomize this one. So for now, I'm just going to run, let's do 0.5 and 1. And we just slice once. So let's see. And we got no slice. Do we move too far? Let's do 0.5, 0.5. Now we actually got a slice here. Beautiful. Okay, so this one is actually 1 times 1. Like it has a size of 1, 1, 1. But yeah, Code2Cube UE is for Unreal Engine. Yeah, I get that. I just don't get the sentence Unity space UE question mark, question mark, question mark. That's a quote. Like I don't understand that one. So then we can do game object. Let's slice it. Let's go 0. Okay, 0.5. Let's do 0.4, 0.5, and then we slice it 10 times maybe. I wonder how slow it's gonna be. Play. Not too slow. Is it fucked up? It's not a very optimized mesh maybe, but it definitely works. And look at this. Look at this. That's actually, that's a stone. That's a stone, right? Like this is extremely unoptimized for rendering. But if, yeah, in the future maybe we could implement some, I don't know, that's probably going to be quite hard, but we could implement some type of mesh optimization. Like this shit right here. With how our dynamic mesh is constructed with the like we have data such that we could probably optimize this quite easily, I think. Maybe. CodeCube, I've had people comment things like that under my content too. Yeah. And this looks pretty shit. And pretty good, I mean. So I agree, Antonino. Like, this is like no complaints. If like this is a good stone. This is a good stone. I guess we could break it. We could go pretty crazy here. We could do 40 slices. Fuck, am I gonna? We're gonna do it slowly. 20 slices is a little bit much. Fuck, it's quick as well. It's pretty damn quick, actually. But I guess a few of them. Look at this. It's quite unoptimized. But it's a pretty cool looking stone, I think. This works, I think. And then we can add rules to it as well. CodeCube, I love how you default to pretty shit. Yeah. I'm growing pessimistic, you know. I did something similar by compressing those faces to a 2D algorithm. Yeah, I think we could probably... Like, look at this one. We could merge... we could merge edges here. We could just make this into one edge. But look at this. We also have results like this. 20 slices are... That's quite a lot, actually. But I mean, this is a stone. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Fucking hell. I want to see what happens if we do game object, and let's try it. So instead of creating a cube, we create an icosphere. What more do we need? Radius. So we do a radius of 1. It's going to be a little bit bigger. Now we're going to have a radius of 1 as opposed to a diameter of 1, which I think is the fact for the cube, or the equivalent of a diameter. Let's go 0.7 and 1, see what we get. And we slice it 20 times. And there we have it. Do we actually slice it 20 times though? Yeah, probably. And it's pretty quick. I'm surprised by the speed, actually. So this initially was an icosphere. Maybe we were, I think, maybe we were a little bit too aggressive with the slices. Let's go with 10. One sec. Yeah, it was an icosphere with subdivision 0. So let's go subdivision 2. And then we slice it a few times. So slice count 10, subdivision 2. Are we not getting... Yeah, here we have one side. We slice it way too aggressive, I think. One sec. We also want to do rounding 1. It's almost like I've forgotten my own method arguments. Let's see. Can we get a rounded side here. Let's just slice it once. Yeah, the slicing is way too aggressive. What the fuck? 0.7 though. What? That doesn't feel like 0.7. A distance of 0.7. Gonna have to double check that one. Code Cube. Your streams are well timed for exactly 15 minutes after I schedule my video for the next day. Ah, beautiful. I'm 8 hours behind you, so it's technically the same day. Yeah, technically it is. .7 here. What I'm seeing here, like this, from this center point here to the center of this sphere, that's not 0.7, right? Random position, slice, offset range, random, and a normal. Should be. Am I missing something here? This, yeah, I am. What the hell? This is definitely not 0.9. If radius is 1, whoa. Okay, I have screwed up here. This sphere is way bigger than it should be. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. This is a sphere with radius 1, right? Is the slice applied before the rounding? No. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. Dynamic mesh, create icosphere. Create icosphere vertex. The position is V, just V, yeah, of course. Am I... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, that's my mistake. This is how it should be. Still pretty impressed that we got the correct result either way. Let's try with this one now. There we go. That slice looks a little bit more correct. Okay, this is pretty cool actually. So what I want to do now is let's compare it with this sphere first as well. It's still twice the size, but this one has... Does it have a diameter of 1 as opposed to a radius? Or am I doing something else wrong as well? Don't I have... CodeQ, why does the triangles look wrong? I don't think they look wrong. I don't think they look wrong. Elaborate, and I might be able to answer. One times one times one. Yeah, so this is 1 meter. Yeah, so radius is 1 for this one. Beautiful. I think they look correct. Let's close this one. But anyway, let's try, and I want to do... let's subdivide it once more. It's a little bit over the top, maybe. But I want to see how it looks. And then we do, let's up the slices to 10. And let's see what kind of stone we get. So this one took a little bit longer. And we get we get something like this. Yeah, now we're way too conservative with our slicing. So we want to move... we want to move this one down to 0.6 maybe. And now we get a stone like this, and now we're talking. That's pretty good. Fucking hell, 10 slices though, and this is what we get. 10 is not that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then maybe somewhere we have 1, 6. Maybe we got... Here we have 1 as well, I think. Or do we? It could be the case that a few of them end up... they shouldn't. Let's do 0.8. So now we should be getting 10 slices. Yeah, it could be that some of them... so we might slice... So we slice here, and then the second one gets generated around here where we have already sliced. But this looks pretty good. This is 10 slices. So we could go, let's do 0.721, and then we do 20 slices, which is going to be a very unoptimized mesh, but it's quick. 20. Is this actually 20 slices though? Doubt on that one. Doubt 30 slices. Yeah, look at this. We're gonna have to optimize this when we make it into a mesh. Like, this looks pretty good. $30 slices. Yeah, I think I like the result with starting with a cube more than I like starting with an icosphere. It's a little bit more optimized as well. Cube size. Let's do 2 times vector 3.1. No subdivision, no rounding. And then we slice this one 30 times maybe. And now we're just generating the normal, totally random. If we could add some pattern to the normal generation, it might look way better eventually. This one right here, yeah, that's a stone. I think that looks good. This looks just as good, if not better, than this one, honestly. Or this one. And so there we have it. Let's see if we can generate. I love it. Later on, we're also gonna have to generate some vertex data here. So we want each cut to have a different vertex color in the red channel, because that helps our outline shader. And we want each cut here to have a different, or that have one in the green channel as well, I think. Antonino, people quote, start small, create a small project. Robin, quote, I will create the entire mesh generation. Yeah, I have. Most of the time I fall down into these rabbit holes, or whatever they are called. I try to not fall as deep though. But this is pretty cool. We're definitely gonna have to work on a cleanup, like cleaning up the mesh a bit more. I'm gonna add that to my to-do here. And then I want to add also generate vertex colors. Like, yeah, so we're gonna have to introduce public vector 3 color here as well. Or if we only have 2 values, we can store it in UV2 as well. But yeah. Julius, not as deep, but fall deeper. We're probably gonna fall extremely deep here. Code Cube Robin, I'm you, except I say, quote, there's a bottom eventually. And there has to be, right? Right? Okay. Let's take what we have here and utilize it in our game. So we're gonna switch scenes to, where do we have scenes? Main scene. And currently we have, yeah, this is gonna take some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's disable some of them. Let's leave 4, and then we want to do module mesh. We're going to duplicate this one, and we're going to call it mesh generated. And okay, we're gonna implement this one in, it's gonna look a little bit rough, but that's because I know there's a rework incoming on my modules here. So we're gonna do mesh generated module entry, and then we also add system serializable private enum mesh generated type. But do I want to be, yeah, let's do it like this. Sync renderers. We're gonna take pretty much this setup, slice count and slice offset range. Put it here. Oh, we're gonna make it so much nicer later on. So we're gonna have a module, mesh generation module, and we're gonna have like sphere setup, cube setup, and on and on and on. It's gonna be real nice, I think. Code Cube, also on my last video I said I would add the top comment, and the top comment with 250 likes was Sir Dave of New Hampshire. So can anybody help me? And that's a pretty name. You don't need no help, do you? Okay. Slice count, slice offset range, and then we do float a is equal to random value. If a is bigger than 0.5, we do this, else we do something else. And here I want to have dynamic mesh. Dynamic mesh. mesh is equal to create icosphere, radius 1, subdivision 3, rounding 1. Otherwise, dynamic mesh. You know what? Let's go with 2 here. Create cube, and we're gonna make it 2 times vector 3, 1. And then we take this logic. You know what? Let's just do it like this. So then we slice it, and then, yeah, we want to get these two, so that's okay. Mesh module entry. Yeah, we need a material here as well. We don't need to do this anymore. I'm not gonna check this. And here we do dynamic mesh dot get mesh. And then sync renderers and then true. So this is our new mesh generation for these creatures. Let's set it up and try it, hopefully without crashing the editor. So we run to creature stain definition. So the modules here, we have body. It has 2 modules. We actually have a collider module, which just adds a box collider, I think. So we don't care about that one right now. Previously we used mesh module here. Now we want to do mesh generated module. One sec. Cell shading gray. So this material. Yeah. So let's change this one to mesh generated module. Fuck, which one was it? With segments, I think. We do slice count 15 maybe. Slice offset range 0.7 1.0. Okay, let's see. We have 4 creatures here that is going to be generated by this. So for each of these, we're going to generate either a icosphere or a cube. And then we're going to slice the result 15 times based on this setup. When that is done, we're going to add a collider to it, which is just a cube collider. When all of that is done, we're going to start spawning ice, which means that we're going to spawn this object, we're going to scale it, we're going to take the mesh, analyze it, and position it on correct places. Then we're going to generate some random material properties, and finally we're going to add the eye. And this we do up to 10 times. Something like that. And it's this system, I mean, it's okay, but I want to improve this one even more. I want to make it into a very nice pipeline. a very nice pipeline. Like, how cool would it be to be able to create these dynamic creatures by using the Unity graph toolkit? So like doing, you know, like we define this module pipeline, and then we develop a in-engine tool to be able to define a creature like this. I think it's cool. CodeCube, please add an Easter egg or something where they have googly eyes. I would love it. You know, I want to do a creature that actually has googly eyes, like all the time. I'm gonna add that to my to-do. That's actually a very fun. That's probably a very fun short as well. Yeah, we might actually add some googly eyes. I wonder if we can do a shader. Yeah, we can do shader with some simple gravity calculations inside, right? Julius, how do you see your to-do list and not feel dread? Probably because like 90% of it is like fun tasks that I know I'm gonna enjoy implementing. But you are correct. When I see the other 10%, then I feel dread. CodeCube, make them also 1/2 out of the frustum of the camera. They stare into your soul. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how you stare with googly eyes, though. But we can probably figure something out. If you want to stare at someone with, like, if you had googly eyes and wanted to stare at someone, you would probably have to tilt your head upright in a weird manner. Okay, am I ready to test this one? I'm always a little bit like, we're gonna do a lot of calculations here. This is extremely unoptimized at the moment. I'm always a little bit scared if we're gonna get a crash or something like that, but you know what? We're gonna minimize one thing though to make it a little bit less. We're gonna do 1 here. I just want to see if this works first. Okay, it's a little bit big, and we have some shader issues. They render extremely bad. How come it's this big? What the fuck? So we have this extremely big stone, and we have one eye here and one eye here. Actually, it works better than I expected. It's a little bit big, though. Look at this one. What the fuck? This is a creature, isn't it? Is that the best creature generated yet? I think so. Fucking hell. Definitely a bit too big. Although it would be much better if it just had these 2 eyes. If it just had this eye and this eye. And I'm wondering, do we have some issue with the normals here? We're getting this shadow issue. Codecube, the normals were fucked before with the default material. I don't think they were. We're gonna double check it. I'm gonna take your word for it. But I don't think they were, actually. Okay, if we just had eyes here, it would look beautiful. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. This one is whack. What do we have here? Fucking hell, these normals are bad. They were, I swear. Go back to the street. Hey! Okay, I trust you, I trust you. If we're talking about the previous scene, let's just jump to it and check it out. And play. So are we talking about the normals here? I don't think they are. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. Hmm. That's pretty bad. Appreciate it, appreciate it. So I made the right decision trusting you. Let's try basic lit. Default diffuse, okay, never mind. Default material, never mind. World normal material. World normal material actually looks pretty good. One sec. Like, this is the world normal we're seeing here, and that looks good, I think. But if we change this one back to basic lit, so here we have something that's definitely wrong. Let's do normal again. That's not good. Okay, normals are off and size is off. But if I remember correctly, if we don't slice it, then we have correct normals. There's nothing wrong with these normals. Codecube, you are 100% correct. That's true. It is probably related to normalizing, that we don't normalize it somewhere. But okay, I'm gonna assume that the generation of normals is correct. It's when we start slicing, we fuck it up, or I fuck it up. Maybe I want to commit this before we start changing it, but let's just take a quick look first. I'm wondering if it's this one. We use... Yeah, probably. Override normal. We just set it here, but the plane normal should be normalized, right? Code-Cube, this is we. I'm just an annoying voice in your head. Yeah, but like it's not so annoying right now because you're saying the correct things, or we are saying the correct things. I'm a little bit worried about this one. Okay, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. We want to fix the scaling and we want to fix the normals. We're gonna focus on scaling first and normals after. But before we do that, I'm just gonna run AFK a couple of minutes. So be right back. Okay, back. Let's see. I wonder why we're getting such a big scale on these. Or you know, I do know. Because we're putting them to 1 meters. So Code-Cube, my cat is pawing at the player model. I'm gonna take that as a good sign. So how big do I want these to be? Let's do yeah, we don't have size here right now. 0.5, 0.5. Or 0.25 maybe. Yeah, let's try this. So we have a radius of 0.25 instead of 1. So then slice offset is going to be, we're going to have to reduce that one as well. Zero 0.2, 0.25. Okay, we have them in the correct size. Get a few eyes, not too many. Okay, this is pretty good. I want to get the normals to work here as well. Code cubes. Actually, we had a version previously that looked more like biblically accurate angels. We're probably gonna go a bit crazy soon enough. But I want to optimize it a bit before we do that. These normals. So we could do, I think that is, like spawning the eyes is probably the most costly phase right now of this. We can improve it quite a lot by not going from dynamic mesh to mesh and then back again. Still quite a few eyes though. 3 eyes only, 4. That's not many. Definitely feels a little bit thin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Like we're trying to generate between 20 and 30 eyes on this one and we fail. We only successfully generate 1. Yeah, that doesn't sound... Something is wrong here. Definitely. For the cube, I can be that one guy on the forums and tell you to not make the system at all and make a different game if you need. It's okay. I think I have I've heard from my fair share of those guys. But I appreciate it. Quantum Blaze, thank you for the follow, by the way. My 1,000th follower on Twitch. What joy. Fuck, it's almost like when we analyze the mesh, when we have changed it to a mesh again after having it as a dynamic mesh and then generating these eyes, why the fuck don't we generate it here is my question. And why do we get so few eyes? We should generate between 20 and 30 eyes, and we can reject up to 10 eyes. That's insane, my man. Let's try and slice it. Slice count. Let's just slice it once. Let's see if we get more eyes. Yeah, so if we just slice once, we get way more eyes. Not on this one though, but that's... Fuck, do we actually get 1 eye here? We do. That's okay. That's pretty cool. Why the fuck do we only get 2 eyes here? Yes, something is wrong with the algorithm. We're gonna have to double check it. But here we get a good amount. Yeah, I think it's something wrong with... Let me double check. Position. Get random. Yeah, this one. Dynamic mesh polygon angle threshold. Do we change this one? Definition. $10. I'm gonna go 45 here. Go a little bit crazy. And there we go. Oh, fucking hell. The more ice, the better it looks. So we either generate a lot of ice, or just 2. Zero ice on this side, really. And on this one. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Or am I? Yeah, we're having a little bit of a problem with the sliced sides. It's something... I'm starting to think that the normals here like we're not getting many eyes on the sliced parts because I think that each triangle on the sliced part is its own polygon, and if an eye gets spawned on one of these triangle edges, we don't keep it. I think that's what's happening. Cute. So let's try and do... let's slice it 15 times again. And now it's going to take way longer because we're rejecting almost every damn eye. And let's see. Yeah, we spawned this eye here. That's on the lines though, so that's okay. But look at this. We don't get many spawns here. We get a spawn here. Wow, did we actually get this cut? Code cube, it's because the triangles are too small. The thing is, our mesh dynamic mesh should... yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Something is wrong, and I think it's because the normals. Because our dynamic mesh should pair all of these triangles and make them into one polygon. And then when we spawn our eye, we check if we're inside the polygon. So these internal edges here shouldn't make any difference, but they do. And I think that's because something is wrong. We're gonna test it. I think we can test it pretty... we'll see, we'll see. But I want to double check this after we have gotten to the bottom with the... If we get to the bottom with the normals, we might... In fact, this looks pretty good, actually. We might... Like, we're going to get to the bottom of the normals, we're going to fix the normals, and when we have fixed them, we're going to try this again. And see if it's the cause. If it's not, then we're going to start rendering some debug lines and polygon groups and stuff like that. CodeCube, hold up, I think I have some notes on a triangle combination method. Let me check. I'll be back in a minute. We already have one that's pretty good. Appreciate it, appreciate it. It's just a basic flood fill, basically. But let's take a look at the normals. So I think the normals gets fucked up when we slice, and it's pretty... We just set the normal to be equal to the plane normal, and the plane normal should be normalized. Add triangles. That should be okay. Or one sec. Do we fuck up, or do I fuck up the normals of the triangles when we do... when we slice the triangle? Intersection vertex, create vertex. Maybe I do. Yes, I do. I think I do. Oh, but I don't know. I don't know what we want to do here. Or could it be, because what we're doing here is triangle and dynamic mesh, triangulate from center with a override normal. And so we add a new vertices altered, we add a new vertex with override normal. Okay, we create a new vertex. Position. Yeah, I'm starting to think that when we create a new vertex, we create it with some bad normal. So think about it. CodeCube 150 characters. Chars is way too little. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let's see here. I wonder, fuck, how do I want to solve this? Let's open up Blender real quick again. Oh, is there a 150 character limit to YouTube messages? Actually, let me add that to my to-do list as well. We're gonna take a look at those settings. We might want to up that one if that's the case. Definitely. Okay, so we have an icosphere and we have normals for vertices here. So if we walk along the edge to this normal or this point, the normal becomes more and more like we lerp the normal between these two. One sec. I think we normalize it, but I want to make sure. Triangle, triangle, triangle. We have slice, create vertex, lerp vertex. Yeah, we normalize the normal. But then if we take this triangle and we slice it here, so imagine that we're going to slice like this half of the icosphere along this line. Don't we want this normal to be equal to this one? Maybe we don't want to interpolate the normal of this one. Maybe we just want to take whatever this one has. And then on this side, we want to take whatever this one has. Or is that weird? That could explain... Yeah, that probably explains some of the issues, I reckon. Or does it? Actually, I don't think it does. Not for the cube. What happens here? Don't we have a prototype? Okay, here now we're starting. I want to get rid of. Yeah, UVs. We're gonna have to fix UVs as well, but. So we have this issue. We have this issue. We have two different issues. Normals being the opposite of what they should, and normals being a little bit rotated when they shouldn't, I think. CodeCube, it's generating with wrong normal, so I think it's back-faced. If that's... Nah, we should be culling... we should be culling the back faces. It's definitely not normal. Render face front, so if we render back, it looks like this. But yeah, the normal is like inverted, well, which is yeah the equivalent of backface, I guess. I wonder how that happens. So look at this, it's pretty have I fucked up with this one? Let's try and do lerp vertex. Let's see. Let's do just want to see if this helps in any way. Yo, what's up, Godly Gaming? Your extra tries can be helped with this pseudocode I made a few years ago. I'm copying that one, saving it for later. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Do you want to summarize what it does? Okay, do we have... prototype red material? Does it look better? We still have these issues, but do we have... Now we have the correct normals. No, we don't. This one is still red. Or... what the hell? Okay, this is interesting. So we don't... Do we never light these up? Hmm? Godly Gaming, it combines the extra triumphs by detecting if they are on the same plane. Oh, yeah. And welcome to Twitch, by the way. But let's see here. So, yeah, we're gonna focus on that later. I think we could use our flood fill to fix it as well, but with a normal threshold of 0. But the issue now is the normals. I don't get why we're like, what's up with these normals? I've never seen something like it. So they don't actually light up at all. A few of these sides. Oh, one sec. Could it be create averaged vertex? No, it shouldn't be, right? I still think it's this one, honestly. Do we create vertex T -1? Or it's like we're getting a normal of 0 for some of them, isn't it? But then again, if we do... I'm gonna have to double check this normal material, but... It's not the one we want. We're gonna have to do a test shader. Maybe we should. Or we just take the... Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. We might do it. Do we have world normal shader? Let's check how this one looks. We get position, normal, and tangent, and then we do... Oh! Hey, I know what it is. Pretty fucking sure. This one. Ooh, okay. Okay, we don't do... okay, we can test if this is the issue by doing this. Let's see here. We don't do tangent or binormal at all here. So we can try it by doing... In dynamic mesh, when we call get mesh, the last thing we do here after all of this is we do mesh.generate or calculate, what is it called? Recalculate tangents. Could it be? Maybe. We'll see if this works. I hope this is it. But this doesn't look very good, does it? Nope. It's extremely weird as well that it only happens for, like, this side seems to be working. Is that because that's our only original side? Maybe it is. So something is wrong with our caps, 100%. Godly Gaming, the world normal shader is just, we used it to debug something else previously. It just takes the object normal, transforms it into world space and outputs the color. Helped with something way back when. But okay, the fill slice, so this one. But we pretty much knew this previously, but like Let's just make sure. So we slice it once. We take red, prototype red material, and our slice is, this is our slice, and we can see here that this one, we don't get any calculations at all for this one. Sometimes it's good to know the world or see the world normal. Triangulate from center. Oh. Godly Gaming, enjoy my follow here. I'm going back to YouTube to hope to not get that one ad again. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And welcome back to YouTube. We send in override normal here, and this is just a plain normal. And then we do triangulate from center. Does this one fuck up our normals? I don't think it does. And then we do triangulate from 0. Do we fuck it up here? No, I don't think so. Okay, so add triangles. And add vertices here is yeah, we don't send anything in, so add vertices is true. For each triangle here we do add triangle. Add vertices is true. If it's not valid, we return, otherwise we add it. Then we get the edges and we check if it contains the key, otherwise we add it. And then add vertices, add vertex. Vertex index vertices count. I think that's okay. I don't get it. Plain. Okay, I want to see what happens if... yeah, let's try it like this. So when we add these triangulate from center, we are gonna add... I just want to see... like if we get normals up here. Yeah, then we fuck it up when we... That's true. We actually use the normals. Yeah, that's true. So the normal here should be okay. Because we use it when we build the cap, so to speak. Or when we convert the polygon into multiple different triangles. So this one right here. We get... It's just bad normals still, I think. Now we have correct... Yeah, it's the wrong normals, that's pretty clear. I just wonder where they get fucked up. Like, where do they go from good normals to bad normals? We know that that is extremely weird. We're gonna... Yeah, let's keep the tangents. But we know that when we do slice here, one sec. But when we do slice here, when we send in these normals are good. We use them to triangulate from center. Yo, what's up, ADM? No, we are not. ADM, good luck. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. You too, for whatever you are doing. What a frustrating issue. We know that the normals for these vertices are okay, otherwise we wouldn't be able to sort them as good as we do, and then triangulate from 0. So when we create the triangles here, ADM, I'm also on the game dev grind. Yeah, then you know how time, I guess it depends on the game one is building, but building games takes time. But good luck with the game dev grind. Do I fuck up the normals when we create a triangle here? Is that it? Doubt it. Nope. Then we return positive, negative. Where could it actually be? Oh, one sec. I don't think so. I mean, okay, we're gonna try one thing. So dynamic mesh, get mesh. I wonder what happens if we don't. We skip doing unique vertices. Maybe. Kitech can show the preview about what you're trying to do. Yeah, we're gonna get there soon enough. ADM for me around 3 to 4 months, and I make 30 min of gameplay more or less. That's a pretty good output, I guess. Index count 84, vertex count 84. How the fuck is that possible? If we do it like this? What I'm getting at here is I'm wondering, like, if when we're removing duplicated vertices from the mesh, when we're simplifying it, maybe we are removing a bit too many. Or merging vertices that shouldn't be merged. Okay, that's unfortunate. I thought we could do this, but for some reason we can't. Okay, the only reason this would happen is if we don't add all the vertices to vertices here. And when could that happen? Add triangle. It could only happen here, right? Triangulate, triangulate, triangulate. Triangulate from center. Triangulate from center. Triangulate from center. Yeah, add triangles. Positive. Add vertices true by default. Add a triangle, add vertices. Do we have... No, that shouldn't happen. Maybe, actually. Do we have invalid triangles? Look at this one. Some indices are blah, blah, blah. Index count 84, vertex count 84. But that means that one of our vertices has the index 84. But when we add in vertex, we set it to index is equal to vertices count, and then we add it. Like, the only reason we could get that one is if these were flipped. these two lines. How is that possible? Maybe. Yeah, if we remove one vertex, but I don't think we do that. That is true. When we triangulate from center... Ooh, I didn't think about this one. The center vertex here is used in every single triangle. Go to Cube, how much do you plan to sell your game for? I haven't really thought about it, actually. How about you? Okay. I might be on to something here. The center vertex gets added over and over and over and over again. I still don't understand why we're getting this issue. But I might be understanding why we're getting it wrong. Why the normal is fucked. Maybe. Like, even though we add the center vertex over and over again, sys count should still... When we do dynamic mesh, this vertices is equal to vertices, triangles is equal to new, and then false. Do I screw it up here? Maybe I do. ADM 499 or 799 seems like a decent price point for anything under 3 hours of gameplay, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Coder Cube using my local currency. Respect. This game is like, I want people to play this game far longer than 3 hours. That's why I'm trying to add like procedural stuff like this. But we will see. I haven't thought about it. Gonna start thinking about it when we get close to it in the far off future. Yeah, what I can say so far is we're gonna be far off from the AAA price of $59.99 or $69.99. That's for sure. I think this is extremely weird that we get like one of these is outside. That's crazy. How is it even possible? Index count 84, vertex count 84. $84. This is so weird. The last vertices and triangles we add to this mesh are these. When we add the holes, or we fill the holes. And for all of these we call add triangles. And for all of these we call add triangle. And the last thing we do is add vertices. And when we add vertices, we change the index of vertex. But I'm gonna screw up a lot of things if I do this, but I just want to see what we get. Or are we gonna have to do, yeah, maybe. I don't think this is the reason. No. I'm pretty lost. GoToCube, what is it like in Sweden, and why does every developer I know come from there? For the second question, I have no idea. But for the first question, it's pretty fucking amazing. No complaints. Like, according to me, subjectively, Sweden is one of, if not the best country to live in. If I thought otherwise, I would probably live somewhere else. This problem is gonna... We're probably gonna solve it pretty early tomorrow, I think. But right now, I have no idea. I have no idea. We're gonna do some debugging tomorrow, I think. It's just weird how the triangles V1 index. Why do we get an index? Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, before we continue, I'm gonna do this. That's how I do it. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to get back to this one tomorrow because I need to run. Still happy with the progress. The problem is the normals, and because of the wrong normals, I think the eyes don't get generated as they should. I think we can get to the bottom of it pretty quickly tomorrow when I'm fresh. And then we're going to start reworking or improving this module system. And yeah, everything looking good. Code Cube, I always love games with stylized graphics because it takes so much effort to maintain a consistent style than it is to make a realistic game. Yeah, that's definitely... I agree. Consistency is important as hell. I wish you luck in debugging tomorrow. Thank you, appreciate it. You're welcome to join. So are the rest of you. So, yeah, we're gonna call it here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of the day. Peace. Hopefully we can solve it tomorrow.